YouTube, I'm going to do a video that is overdue. A lot of people has been asked us to do a van rundown and introduce myself really. I never thought the channel was going to take off as good as it did. There's a story behind it actually. My son says to us, why don't you not YouTube your work, father, and see how many subscribers you get? I says to myself, who wants to watch people cleaning drains and everything that goes with it? Well, as it happens, there's quite a few followers, all you guys, and it is quite satisfying once you look deeper into it. And I follow a few channels myself, and I can see that there's an audience for it. So I've now reached 2,000 subscribers. I think it's 2,060. Which is like, wow. I bet my son I wouldn't even get to 100, and I got to 100 within about 6 weeks. So because of that, I had to continue the channel, and if it wasn't for all you guys out there, while the great comments that he's been doing, which has inspired us to continue videoing my work, if I hadn't have been for that, I probably would have ended the channel and stopped it. But it's keep growing, and you like what I do, and I like doing what I do, so it's like a marriage in harmony, I suppose. So I want to continue to do it. To be fair, I don't think I've had any negative comments. I've had a couple sort of constructive criticism, if you like, which I take on board as, you know, what you say to what I do. Maybe I can learn something from you. But I've been doing this for over 30 years. Not the drain cleaning, but civils, roads and sewers, groundworks, and most stuff that's in and around that type of work. So I'm very confident in what I do. The reason I got into drain cleaning is because I was doing more and more of it, and I noticed there was a gap in the market where it's been dominated by mostly just the big franchise companies, with the big franchise bills, I suppose. But I'll get onto that a little bit later on. The nature of the jobs, like unblocking, moving manholes, repairing manholes, collapsed manholes, tree rooting, everything to do with your dirty water side is what I'm interested in. Anything freshwater side, plumbing, I'm not interested in. Other than this service, I'll do a lead replacement service or a burst pipe due to the frost. I'll do those. There's not a huge amount of people doing them either. So I'll do them. So yes, welcome aboard. I would just like to say a thank you to all my subscribers for subscribing, and I'll continue to grow the channel and see where it takes all. So I'm Paul, that's my brother. Michael didn't really want to be on video just yet, so we'll just sort of left him out of this for today. But we might introduce him to you shortly. Right, I'll do a rundown. First of all, the system I use, I think I did a brief video a while ago, is this system. It's made by Flow Plant. It's 4,000 psi. There's a lot of them 4,000 psi, but 4,000 psi and delivering 72 litres a minute at 4,000 psi to somebody with a smaller machine that's 4,000 psi and they're only doing about 45 litres a minute. Big difference with this. This is, I've never seen another YouTube video really where anybody's got this kit in. Basically, it's the Rolls Royce of the jetting. It's super high pressure for what it does. We've got a 500 litre water tank. Takes us normally about 20 to 30 minutes to fill up, depending on the customer's water supply. If it's low pressure, it takes a bit longer. If it's high pressure, it'll fill it up a bit quicker. Obviously that takes time, so that's something that's dead time, but normally I fill that up first and then I start setting up lifting manhole covers, so the customer's not paying for us to sit in the cab while this is fitting up. I'm lifting covers, I'm doing some due diligence, I'm trying to work out the blockage while that fills up. This is the pump head, this is the on, basically off, simple as that. We've got revs here, which takes your pressure up to where you want to build it to 4,000. You don't want to be going beyond that. It will go beyond that, but depending on having the right head hose, you know, you can damage things with it, so you got to know what you're doing with it really. It's got a 4-cylinder Yamaha diesel engine coupled to it, so it's got plenty of power. You know, there's loads of other attachments I can get for this to do various other hydro cutting. It really is an impressive kit. It's a cut above what other people's carry in their vans. It's top-notch equipment. Like hydraulic hose reel, which means I can use this, pull that out. If this hose gets a bit stuck, I can reverse it and forward it with this, because the hydraulic hose is about equivalent to about maybe 20 people pulling on the hose. Well, that's quite a bit of pulling power if you get it stuck or you need to pull it out. The big wipes, we use these just for mostly wiping the equipment down from time to time. Not a lot, but they're good little wipes. The disinfectant we use is this Apollo Max odor kill. It's concentrated outdoor odor suppressant. It's very strong, smells like bubble gum, or anybody likes them pear drops, it smells a bit like that to me, but it's very powerful. So if you've got a strong smell, this will get rid of it, and it disinfects as well. It's not cheap, it's not the cheaper stuff I've seen people use, but this is, you only need a capful of that water, and that's a bucket. So as much as it's expensive, it's good stuff, very good stuff. Obviously I carry a few cones, a couple of signs when I'm jetting. This hose that we've got here is it's 1/2 inch. This is the biggest hose I use. This here is a leader hose. Basically, when you're pulling this hose out, you know when your jet head's approaching you, so you don't get covered. Sometimes Michael does. Normally, if I'm going to take it off, I'll take it off by then. I'll put a bigger jet on. But for the moment, my first demonstration I'll do for you is just this one. This one's just got 3 reverse heads. It's got nothing pointing forward. I know some people said that, you know, should have one forward to agitate the blockages. It's great, but in most case scenarios this one does. And with it having the reverse thrust, what it does, it here in the pipe here, it creates a vacuum. So if you get this towards your toilet pan, it just empties your toilet pan. Whereas you've got a forward jet, it can squirt out, and that's the reason why I favour this. But I do change if I need to. The jets that we've got on the van is these. You've probably never seen us use them all because I don't record every video, but this is a spinning jet with I think it's a 22 degree angle, and the high pressure water goes through and it spins and it's got a few thrust jets at the bottom and spinning jets to the side. That's pretty good for descaling. This one's my CNZ. This is the boy. This is the Bulldog one, similar to the Warthog, spinning top, very fine jets. If you can see, you've got a thrust jet there, then you've got a cutting jet, a thrust jet and a cutting jet, and this is very effective for the roots. It's a great bit of kit. I'm going to do a demo on that for you today. This one is just a flushing jet. Basically, if you've got lots of stones and debris in the pipe, this will just be it's massive flow. It's low pressure but massive flow, and it just washes, sweeps the pipes out, sweeps all the crap out if you've got bricks and stuff in. This one's the most popular one that I use, high efficiency jet. It's got small but quite powerful jets. You can cut roots with it, but it's not designed for it. It's more for heavy blockages and descaling, and that's my favourite one. You'll have probably seen us use that one. And there's me ball jet. There's nothing in the front, that's just a dimple. That's just got 3 reverse thrust jets. That goes straight in the 1/2 inch hose. We've got this one, penetrator, 3 reverse jets on it, and that's basically a favourite one of mine as well. This bar we've got here, it's an arrow. What that does is when you go on the pipe and you're going straight ahead, it won't navigate a bend. It'll just stop, the idea is for it to keep it going straight ahead. So you more or less don't use manhole to manhole, so you don't come up with a manhole and then decide the pipe wants to take a turn into the house and you keep feeding the hose. It could be disastrous. So depending on what you're doing, that keeps it going straight. This one here is the rigid root cutter. Very good bit of kit. 1 jet, it propels it and cuts, flops around a little bit, and basically cuts your roots out. Very good, that one. That one's my favourite. but I am getting into that one. That's new to the edition, so like I say, we'll see that working today. This is my other ball jet. This is 1/4 inch. Now this one does have a hole in the middle. I don't normally use it. In fact, I don't think I've ever used it, but I've got it on the van. If I ever need to use it in any particular circumstance, we'll use it. 2 small lifting keys, 2 large lifting keys, a few prise bars, a couple of spanners. Gully grabs. I've got a 6-inch one, a 4-inch one, depending on what size manhole it is. Great bit of kit for reach down, get the debris out. Over here we've got a camera. It's more of a look and see camera. You know, it does everything I need. You can record, take photographs, put a little information into it, record some audio. I've got a sound on it there. Obviously the distance, and turn it on. It's just a mini survey. It doesn't do a top end survey, but it's most certainly one of the most important bits of kit that works with the jetting machine. And they're not cheap neither. I don't do a lot of surveying, so this is why I chose this one. Whereas if I'd done a lot of surveying, I would probably looked at, I was going for I don't know, probably a scan probe. They're about £7,500 to £8,000, but I like to concentrate on other works. It's just so much to what we do. This is the rigid, what do you want to call it? It's like what you do with it is you undo that off, turn the handle, put it down the toilet, and it's a toilet auger basically. 6-foot cable on. That's great. It's perfect for if you've got one of them air freshener things in your toilet that the ladies like to put down there, the low fresh things. Once they become empty, the clear plastic, somebody lifts the toilet seat, knocks it off with a finger, it goes into the water, it's invisible, gets stuck on the back of the pan. That's the perfect device for getting rid of it, and it's paid for itself 10 times over. Good bit of kit. The Rothenberg vacuum pump, great bit of kit, unblocking sinks, showers, good. Not cheap, not something that you're going to keep in your shed for yourself, but very effective. I've got a rigid auger. This is a good bit of kit that we use. This can do all your sinks, drainage runs. You know, if you've got something blocked up to 20 metres, a pipe, this will go down it. Quite clean. It does create a little bit of mess, but all in all, pretty clean. You can take that into pubs, clubs, things like that if you're doing internal things. Obviously, shovel and a digging spade, a 2-way. That's what I use the most. This here is it's from Jet Chem. It's an access bung, and basically what you do is the soil vent pipe, core hole in, jet it, clear the blockage, and then you can put one of these in, nicely shaped for the 4-inch pipe. You just put it in, tighten it up, and you can use it time and time again. A good little bit of access if you can't get in and there's nothing in a manhole. That's what you need. Obviously I've got my sweeping brush, squeegee. Gotta have a squeegee. You don't want to be sweeping up crap with a brush. Squeegee it, sweep it. I've got 3 lamps there. We're using the dark, along with my headlamp, and a couple of walkie-talkies. So when I'm talking to the other man on the job, if he's round the back of the house, I'm on the jet, because we're not remote control. We talk to each other through the walkie-talkie to turn the pressure up or down or on or off. These are buck boots, insulated, absolutely belters, love them. Very warm in the winter, and being cold water all day with them, your feet never get cold. For the van, a bit of a mess because I've just hooked everything out. I've got all my small tools in here, everything I need to go in a house, screwdrivers, so long. I've got Milwaukee. I'm not sponsored by Milwaukee, I've had to buy my stuff. So I'm not going to do a review on Milwaukee. Maybe Milwaukee would sponsor us someday, but might DeWalt might, somebody else might. But anyway, I've got a full set of Milwaukee stuff in here, and it's the Milwaukee fuel version, which is, to be fair, that's spot on. That's spot on. But I'll let you know when one of them breaks down of what I actually think of them. Up to now, I think the Milwaukee stuff's spot on. It's good. I've got a full kit of that. Obviously, my ladder. Yeah. Right, we'll get on to the interesting stuff. We'll test some jets. Right. I'll do the first one and then I'll stop it while I change the jet. Right, I'm going to go here so it doesn't get sprayed too much. See what we'll do. Quite a bit of power, oh, and you never got wet neither. Quite a bit of power, and that does most of my blockages, general blockages. That's the one you want. Lovely. So that's video 1. I'll go to video 2 in a minute. This is video 2, same ball jet on the 1/4 inch hose, but with a forward facing. That's how that one works. Video 3, the 1/2 inch penetrator. Popular one for the 1/2 inch hose. 1/2 inch ball joint. Ball jet, sorry. Different angle of jet on that one. Efficiency jet. Also, please note, I'm not going full throttle or full pressure because it'll just create a lot of mist. This house is not too far away, they're a distance away, but they're not too far away, so we don't want to create too much mist. Right, we're going to go for some of the interesting ones now. This is the rigid root cutter. Give this a little go. Just put them on finger tight for the purposes of the video. Start to remove the G-clamp. That was just a little bit more than tick over, so you can imagine how powerful that one is when you get the machine cranked up. This one's a flushing one, not hugely powerful, but good for, like I say, getting bricks, things like that out of the pipes, big pipes. That one. A few more left to do yet. And the best jet we've got in the box is this one. Got to look forward to using that jet, because that looks like it can do everything. Never used it before, like I say, it's new, I've only just getting it. It wasn't cheap, it's a lot of money, and not everybody's got one. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Paul, this is what another little thing I would just like to talk about. Choosing somebody to do your job. It's a big choice for everybody. Somebody coming out to your property and working on things that can be very expensively replaced if they're damaged. The underground operators. Choosing somebody. The advice I would give to you on choosing somebody is forget about the price and focus on the reviews. If you get somebody who's got good reviews, then they've gotten a good review because the customer's been happy. They've been happy at the price, they've been happy at the job done, they've been happy at the customer's presence, they're happy at the customer leaving. Go by reviews. Reviews drive businesses. If you choose somebody that doesn't perform, and they are messy, they're just incompetent, they've charged you something astronomical that you just don't agree with, and you've went with somebody that hasn't got reviews, or you found in the wrong place, if you can leave a review, my advice to you is leave, if they're not very good, leave them the worst review you can. If they're good at what they do and you're happy with them and everything's great and you would recommend them with a friend, give them the best review you can. What I wouldn't recommend you do is leave a review in sort of limbo, where you score somebody, if it's out of 10 you score them 5. That's limbo, I would say. If somebody's like, you can score them from 1 star to 5 star and you score them 2 or 3, it's limbo. It just tells people, well, they're not any good, we can't. So leave a review based on whether you recommend them. Leave the best review you can or leave the worst review you can. Don't do nothing in the middle, because it can damage a business unintentionally, or you can promote a business unintentionally. Be very direct at how you do it. Best review you can leave or the worst review, and we'll get rid of some of these rogue traders that's out there, because don't think the rogue traders have YouTube channels. Everybody that I've seen that's got a YouTube channel out there are doing a good job. You know, you're seeing what they're doing, they've got nothing to hide, like myself, and a few other guys out there that I follow, all doing a cracking job. But the ones I'm talking around, I haven't got a YouTube channel, they don't have the equipment we've got, they're out there and you just don't know who's going to turn up at your door and do the work for you. So just be vigilant. Thanks. I've been to a number of jobs over the years before I was videoing them, and I know a customer's always attracted to the cheaper price. It's just human nature. But I've went to a lot of properties where I've had to put a lot of work right, that a lot of other people thought that they could just grab a set of drain rods and off they go doing what we do. Low overheads. Now these people I'm talking about, people that don't have the overheads we do, and you know, they can charge it the 40, 50, 60 £100 to go out and unblock your drains. That's who's going to turn up. And what they're going to do is they're going to be putting the drain rods up, rodding it to realise the blockage is too thick, stubborn, and then they're going to end up pulling a plunger head off, maybe 3 or 4 sticks on, and then the drain's going to be fast. These people might well clear the blockage momentarily, and then you're going to be ringing somebody like me up to come out and fish the rods out, fish the bungs out, or whatever attachments they've used. There has been a few cases, and I'm not going to say the names because the customer did tell us who had been there before us, and they'd gotten a jet stuck, and what they'd done is they just cut the hose off, left the hose in with the jet on, so it was jammed in, and I had to come along and I had to remove the jet, and I had to remove the hose. That cost the customer double what she had paid previously for to get me out, and it was only double, and I cleared the blockage and got the jet out for that double price. I didn't have any dead money like they did. There was an initial fee for getting the first people out, and then I came and I cleared it, but I got it and she got a good job done, but she didn't find us straight away. So I can't emphasize strong enough, choose who does your drains based on reviews. They've got good reviews, get them out. Simple, get them out. While we're on about reviews as well, I think it's very important to note that you can leave somebody a review from a roughly between 1 and 5 star or 1 and 10 stars. The only advice I would give to you, and it's your review, you can leave it as you freely see, but the best way to leave reviews, and this is based on the way I receive them and what it does to a business, if somebody comes out and you don't like the service, they're getting it wrong, you're not happy, leave them a bad review. No doubt, leave them a bad review. If you think that they've done a good job and you're happy with them, and then they should be trading, leave them the best review you can. The best review you can, and then other people will see that and hire people. Don't leave a review that reflects 2 stars or 5, because that's no good to me. It's no good of a customer looking for their the tradesman, because are they good or they're not. It sort of puts you into limbo. Just leave a review that's terrible or leave a review that's excellent, nothing in between, and you're basically saying yes, use them, or no, don't use them. Because sometimes people feel leaving you a review, and I've had a couple of reviews where it's been 9.9, and I've gotten it 5 stars for everything except say what was it? It was cleanliness, and I'd done my best to clean it down. It was a messy job, and there was a lot of mess there before I got there. I didn't create the mess, so a lot of the time was cleaning the other mess up that was already there. And somebody left us a 9 on there. I got 10, 10, 10, 10 and 1 9, which is a good review. But I commented them, I says, is there anything else I could have done to have gotten that 10? They went, well, it was a dirty job, and you can always do a bit better with cleaning up. I went, well, were you not happy with what I had done? I mean, it wasn't an argument neither. I mean, this was a customer engaging the conversation with me, and after explaining, she realised you should have got a 10, and she just thought, there's always room for improvement in life. And I says, well, I get that, but reviews based on how customers choose who to go with. So either say yes or no, which is a good review or a bad review. Didn't do anything in between. I just think it's useless, personally. Some people might disagree with us, and if you do, I'd like to hear from you. But if you're choosing somebody, you just want to know, should I go with him or not? Having loads of random reviews, all reflecting different things, is not going to tell you what the person's like, they're either good or they're bad. I hope I've explained that in a good way, because reviews can destroy a company, and if they shouldn't be out there doing these things, we need to get rid of them. Leave them a bad review, get rid of them. If they're a good company, we want to keep a hold of them, we praise them, keep them going. But like I said, don't review somebody in limbo, because it's no good for anybody, I don't think. Cheers. I would just like to run down on one sort of issue that a few people has asked us, and it's not just the subscribers that asked us this, a lot of the customers do when they phone up, and that's how much does it cost to unblock a drain. As most other drain unblocking companies will agree, it's the most frustrating question that you can ask, but likely, you know, everybody wants to know what they're going to pay, so I don't blame anybody whatsoever for asking the question, because everybody needs to know what they're going to pay. It's simple. However, it's impossible to price a block drain. You don't know what's the problem is, you don't know what the access issues is, you don't know if it's just a gully, is it the manhole, and then back the interceptor, is it a blockage in the road, is it tree roots, is it collapsed, do you need a camera put up, can you get good access, is there a buried manhole in the garden, you got to locate it. There's so many different factors that involves how you price a job, and when a customer phones you up asking for a price, you just can't give them one. You've just got to look at the reviews, make sure you get the right person for the job, and if he's got good reviews and all the customers have been happy what they've been charged and understand, and that business talks the person through what they're doing, then you should be in safe hands. But I think, you know, there may be other people out there that price jobs differently. But anybody that gives a price over the phone to you, whether it's £50, £60, £70, £80, £100, £150, they're just plucking an amount of money out of the air and they're just chucking it at you and seeing how you respond. Because a fisherman can't sell his catch till he's caught it, because he doesn't know what he's going to catch, doesn't know what it's worth. So to try and price something that you can't see without seeing it, you can't do it. So go with reviews. That's my only advice. I would say go with your reviews. So let us say you've chosen somebody to unblock your drain, they've unblocked it, and they've charged you a fee. You've paid them, and you don't know, was that a good deal or a bad deal? Now I can't answer that for you, because it's to do with how expertise they've got, how efficient they are, what equipment they're using, how competent they are, how quick they are, how quick the problem solving is all going to boil down to what they charge you. I'm based on an hourly rate, and I'm paid for the time it's there. I don't take breaks on the job, as you probably noticed. I don't stop for dinner. Sometimes I may well stand around if I'm waiting for water, but I've explored other avenues. Like I said, I've lifted the manhole covers, I've had a look around while that's filling up to try and maximise the time, minimise the time, but maximise the time used to clear the drain. But to give you an idea of, you know, what we cost, and this is not the penny, and it probably will change from drainage company to drainage company. I mean, my van was 25 grand that I paid for it. The jetting unit new is 20,000. I got that jetting unit nearly new. I got it from a guy in London. First thing I said, oh, it's immaculate. Why are you selling it? Well, it was simple, because in London they've got low carbon zones for climate change and the things that's going down there. This jetting machine didn't quite reach the standards that you needed to have a diesel engine working in the parts of London that they were unblocking. And he was selling it solely because of its emissions, and he had to go electric. That's just the only way they let him in for the congestion charge. So he went electric and he sold it on that grounds, whereas up here in the northeast it's a lot more open space, and we can get away with it a bit longer. So I bought it on them grounds, but it was 20 grand new, and I got it a little bit cheaper, and it was a little bit, it wasn't a lot. So it's 25 for the van, 20 grand for the unit. Now my camera, they range between 5 and 8,000 pound, depending on what you go for. So that's taken into consideration. The jets, they're about 3,000 pound for a good set of jets. If you cut corners on the 3 grand for jets, and you buy cheap jets, it's going to take you longer to clear blockages, which means it's going to be longer on site, which means going to be bigger bills. As you can see by my jets, I've got the best of everything, so I clear blockages as quick as I possibly can, and I charge the customer for that time. I don't stand around trying to wait for hours to clock up. That's just not how we roll. We don't do it. Some of the other customers, businesses maybe out there that sort of say these low fees to get the job, they're only going to stand about to get the money up to cover all this cost. In my opinion, I might be wrong. Then you've got small tools and plants, 2k. I mean, you know, you've got little bits and bobs that need to use to keep the van on the road. I would say about 2k for that. Then you've got consumables, running costs, insurances, maintenances, you've got servicing, you've got all that to take into consideration. Yeah, there's 1500. So if you add that all together as a guide, I come to 58,000. Right now, 58,000. I would say that's going to last you 5 years. Because after 5 years, this van will be scrap, the weight I'm carrying in it, the mileage I'm doing. 5 years, I'll be getting rid of it, you know, so I'll be starting again. And it's that all totals 58,000. Another couple of years time, that's going to be 70, 80, the way the world's going at the moment with things going up. So divide that by 60 months, that's £950 a month over 5 years. That's excluding any qualifications, tickets, regulations, services, breakdowns, the WGA registration. That's all on top of that. I mean, I kind of go into everything. So you've got like best part of £1,000+ a month just to keep this van on the road, and then you've got your fuel. You know, so what we do in the drainage industry is there's a bit of a premium for it. And then you've got on top of this, you've got the labour, you know, you've got your own wages. Now, I'm not a big franchise company and I don't have big franchise fees. So, you know, if you come with me, you're going to get a professional job and you're going to get a bill at the end of it, which I think's fair. I'm not somebody that stands around on the job, so I can only put myself on a podium and read my reviews and get us out. And I'll sort you out one way or another. Put a plant together, fix it, maintain it, replace it, unblock it, you name it, we'll do it. Quickly, fairly and honestly. Thanks now. Cheers. Bye. Oh, and before I go, if I've got any Ukrainian friends out there, you know, praying for you, you know, my heart goes out, he is all out there. You know, just do what you've got to do, you know. Cheers. Bye-bye.